welcome. I have been away for a couple of weeks, and I wasn't sure if I was actually going to be able to get in here and do this live today, but I didn't want to wait again. So here I am. I don't know why it looks kind of dark. I have a new ring light, but honestly, it doesn't really change anything when I change the ring light. Why is it? When I change the colors. Let me see if I can go. Does that look better? I don't know if anybody's here. It looks like I've got 3 people watching. So if you're here, say hello over in the comments, please, so that I know you're here. I missed you all in the last couple of weeks when I wasn't able to do a live, but May has been absolutely crazy. I don't know if the rest of you are super busy this month, but we had, hi Kelly, how are you? We had a show this month that was just this past weekend, and so the couple weeks leading up to it, when we had dress rehearsals and all of that kind of stuff, just gets really busy. And so I was unable to do my live for a couple weeks. I'm glad to be back. Honestly, I was tempted to skip again today because I didn't really know what I wanted to talk about. And when you get away from something, it's easy to keep staying away rather than putting in the effort to come back. But I'm glad you did. Hey, Sylvia, how are you today? I hope you're having a great week. I did not do anything special to myself today, so I didn't fix myself up for y'all. I got ready for work at 7 o'clock this morning, and I only work half days, so got home about 1. But like I said, I wasn't sure if I was even going to come on and do the live today. And then about 20 minutes ago, I was like, all right, Tina, you need to do this. And so what I thought would be fun today, because I really like these lives when we just kind of get a conversation going, and it's hard because there's a little bit of a lag. So I speak and then it takes a couple of 3 to 5 seconds maybe before you guys hear what I'm saying and are able to respond. So doing these questions is a little tough because I can't respond to you as naturally as we would if we were actually just having a conversation. Hi Valerie, how you doing? Good to see you. So anyway, I did not freshen up my makeup. I did kind of a no makeup look today anyway, but I didn't freshen it up. I didn't powder. I didn't even put more lipstick on. I did bring a lipstick over. I brought over one of my Revie Beauty lip balm things. This one is in Lily. And so I thought I would put that on. Mainly because I need some moisture on my lips. And this one's pretty natural. So anyway, there we go. I woke up this morning and my eye was bothering me a little bit. Didn't really think too much about it. Went ahead and put my makeup on, put my mascara on. Well, I think that I am developing a sty in my eye. And so that means that my Thrive Cosmetics, the most expensive mascara that I own, that I used this morning, is probably going to have to be decluttered after this sty is cleared up because I don't want to keep using it and then reinfecting myself. So yeah, I guess it's time to either find a different tubing mascara or repurchase the Thrive. And honestly, it was getting a little old anyway, so probably kind of serendipitous that I'm going to have to get rid of it. So if I'm squinting or doing weird things with my eyes, I apologize, but my eyes are just really bothering me. And as soon as we're done with this, I plan to wash my face, take off my makeup, and do a warm compress. But so this is the Drugstore Makeup Tag, and it was created by Jen Phelps back in 2020. She did her initial video then, and then she updated it in 2022. I didn't go look for any updated questions. I just pulled the originals, and I actually did this as a video back in September of last year. So it hasn't quite been a year since I did it, but I thought it would be fun. I have not looked at the questions. I don't remember my answers from nearly a year ago. And so this is going to be first impressions on the questions, and I'm going to try to just go with what I first think of. So it could be really spontaneous and fun, or I could completely brain freeze and not know what to say at all. But what I would love is if you guys would also answer these questions in the chat. Tear-free Johnson & Johnson with the... You know what? I was just reading, Valerie, on treatment of a sty, and one of the recommendations was to wash your eyes with with a rag and baby shampoo a couple times a week. So I actually have some of that in here because in my bathroom, because I use it, or I tried using it to wash my brushes. Don't really like it for washing my brushes, but I will try it for washing my eyes to help get rid of the sty. My daughter is very prone to styes. We have not been sharing eye makeup or anything like that, but I think it's because with this show that I was just doing, I was using an eyeliner glue pen, and we had 4 shows, so it was just way more stuff on my eyes than I'm used to wearing. So anyway, warm compresses, and it'll go away in a couple days. It's just kind of a pain in the rear end. Well, it's a pain in the eye, I guess. Okay. So the first question on this is and I'm going to turn on let's see if I can get my chat up here. There we go. Okay. The first question is, if you could only use one drugstore affordable brand, what would it be? And this has probably changed since I answered it last, but I kind of think it might be Essence, because I think there is enough in Essence that I could find something that I like in every category, and I'm not sure that I can say that with every brand. e.l.f., they have one foundation that I like. It's an older one. It's the satin one. Okay. And now they do have some mascaras that I like. They didn't used to have very many mascaras. Yes, please hit the like button. That would be great. And if you have friends that love makeup, share this with them and tell them that they need to get in here and have fun with us. Anyway, so I think Essence. I like so many Essence products. It's so affordable. And if I could only use one brand for forever, they do have a really good eyeshadow formula. So yeah, I think maybe it would be Essence. Now, if it had to be one drugstore brand for skincare and makeup, then I would have to say e.l.f. because I really like e.l.f. skincare, but it wasn't that specific. So how about you guys? If you could only use one drugstore brand for the rest of forever, what would it be? Put your answers in the chat, please. What is the most underrated affordable brand? And I think that one might be Catrice. I did a full face of Catrice recently, and I hadn't had very much Catrice makeup. And I think they're underrated because they're kind of hard to get your hands on. They aren't in Ulta anymore. They aren't at Walmart. You can get them on Amazon or on their website. If it was easier to get them, I think more people would be talking about them. But they have a really nice eyeshadow formula. They have some great cream and powder blushes. They have a really nice bronzer. This, let me grab it. I don't know if I can find it. Hang on. These little, oh darn, that's Essence. I thought that was Catrice. Never mind. But yeah, I think Catrice is definitely an underrated brand. Valerie likes e.l.f. and L'Oreal. Okay, very good. So then the third one is, what's the most overrated drugstore or affordable brand? I don't know. I'm not sure if we don't have access to a whole lot of drugstore brands where I'm at. I have a really small Walmart, but I think maybe some of the more expensive drugstore brands I'm thinking about, like L'Oreal. L'Oreal has some really good products, especially foundations. But as far as like products that I have been willing to try, I think L'Oreal is kind of at the top of the price range on a lot of things. And especially now with prices increasing, almost edging into the kind of lower high end. I know when I first started in this YouTube beauty space, like watching YouTube beauty and then starting my channel 3 years ago, $20 for a foundation, or $20 to $25 range for a foundation, I considered to be in the high end range. And there were some Tarte foundations and that kind of stuff that were there. Now that CoverGirl foundation, the Essence one, is like $22. So I don't know. I don't like the way the prices of drugstore have been going, but so I guess overrated. Maybe like I said, L'Oreal. What do you guys think? Valerie, I there's a lot in Essence that I really, really like. And yeah, my favorite powder foundation is that Essence 16 Hour. I don't think I can talk about it enough. I talk about it a lot, but it really does deserve it. Number 4, what is your favorite drugstore product under $5? Favorite drugstore product under $5. Unfortunately, I don't think they make these anymore. I'm not sure if you can still get these, but these Essence, the blush, I have 3 of them. I can't find the other one. Oh, there it is. My blush drawer is a little... So I have this mauve one that is Believing, this kind of neutral one. Hi, Christine. That is Bespoke. And then this one that is kind of just a more warm neutral in Befitting. And I just love these blushes. I think if I had to just have just 3 blushes forever, I could live with these 3. So yeah, under $5, and I think they're like $3.99 or something like that. So Christine, we're playing the Drugstore Makeup Tag game, and you guys are supposed to be answering the questions over there, and I haven't seen you answering the questions. So take a second. What is your favorite drugstore product under $5? I'll take a drink, give you a second to answer. Yes, Valerie, that Believe foundation, I almost mentioned it, but unfortunately, I think it's like $5.25 now, so it doesn't actually reach under $5. And I have 2 of them because I got the wrong shade one time, and I was using them the other day. They're great stage foundation makeup because they stay matte, they stay on forever. But I think mine might be getting a little old because they're not performing quite the way they used to. The question, Christine, is what is your favorite drugstore product under $5? And now I'm going to go on to the next one while you guys answer that. The next one is, what is a hidden gem from the drugstore that no one talks about? Okay, I got to go get it. Give me a second. I talk about it forever. I don't see a whole lot of other people talking about it. Christine likes the Profusion blush palettes. Yes, those are very good. I agree. One of them that I have here on my desk, I don't think this one was a $5 one, but this was one of the very first blush, big eyeshadow palettes I ever bought when I first started getting into makeup. And I keep this on my desk because it is the perfect companion. If you need a shade to finish out an eye look, it's in here. I mean, this is the Velvet Mattes, and I just, some people I think have trouble with Profusion, or they complain about Profusion, but I think they're great. So my the hidden gem from the drugstore that no one talks about is this Essence 16 Hour Cover and Last Powder Foundation. This is my second one, and it's almost gone. Hi, Jamie. How are you? Erin loves the Wet n Wild glosses and thinks that they are always under $5. Yes, those are good too. So I need to purchase a new one of these. My color is 02 Champagne. I love this as a foundation in the summertime. I love it as a setting powder. I love it as a blotting powder. if it was in a little better shape, I could use it and it would take down all this shine, but honestly, I don't care enough to bother. So, oh, thank you, Christine. That was so much fun. That show that we did at the end of April, it was a steampunk murder mystery. And we had about the mystery, and it was just so much fun. I love playing dress up, and I just get to keep doing it when with being in theater. This is O2 Champagne, Valerie. So if you're close to my skin tone, that might work pretty good for you. I think the lighter one would be way too light. So, all right, for all of you who are new here, we are doing the Drugstore Makeup Tag that was created by Jen Phelps, and I am answering it. I did this a little, maybe a year ago. I think it was not quite a year ago, but you guys need to answer the questions in the chat too. And I haven't looked at these before I'm doing them. So it could either be a dumpster fire and I can't think of anything, or it will be really spontaneous and random. All right. Number 6, what is your favorite drugstore foundation? This has changed from whatever I would have answered last time, because I think that where did I put it? I think that this Maybelline Superstay 24-hour skin tint has quickly moved the top of my favorite foundations. I've tried so many skin tints, and generally they melt off my face in about 3 or 4 hours. This one actually stuck around, felt really lightweight, looked great all day. Sometimes I'll put a skin tint on and it looks gorgeous at first. And then like in 2 hours, it's just gone. I have oily skin. I know the assumption is that if you're over 50, you have dry skin, and I don't. I still have very oily skin. So I think this has, whatever it was in my previous video, I think this has edged it out because I really like it. I'm interested to see how well it performs in the heat of the summer. So I'm not like full on ready to say, yeah, this is my favorite, but I really like it. Christine likes the e.l.f. Camo CC cream, and that looks really pretty on my skin for about 2 hours. And then it just falls apart. And I've tried both of them. I've tried the hydrating one and the regular one, and I can't wear it. I've got one right sitting here that I'm getting ready to send to Andy because she loves it too. And it's just going to waste here. So I am glad you guys are here and that you're playing. This is great. Store versus high end. Well, this is kind of a cheating question for me because I don't really buy anything high end. So it's everything. But if I did buy more products on the high end side, I think one thing that I would probably never buy high end would be mascara. I do have a couple of high end mascaras that I like, but I will only buy them when like Ulta does their half off mascara. I like the Bad Girl Bang and the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes, but I think I might be getting one of those in my Tarte bundle that I just ordered, where like all of the products were like $10 each or something in the bundle. Anyway, but so yeah, I don't buy high end makeup, so everything is drugstore. And what drugstore brand do you think is overpriced? I don't know that I'm going to necessarily say a whole brand. A lot of, like I said before, a lot of L'Oreal is I think is overpriced. I think that CoverGirl Essence foundation is overpriced. I don't think that a CoverGirl foundation should be over $20. So I think Milani, sometimes some of their products seem to be a little overpriced. L'Oreal, yeah, Revlon. Yes, I do agree. Revlon is also overpriced. So, I'm so glad you guys are all here. I'm glad that I didn't just stay on the couch and continue doom scrolling, because that was my inclination. So I'm glad I got up off the couch and came in here to hang out with you guys. Number 9, what is your favorite drugstore dupe? I have to think about that for a minute. Now, I use the term drugstore, by the way, more inclusive than just what you can get at a drugstore, like what you could get at Walgreens, Walmart, Target, that kind of thing. I kind of use drugstore and affordable interchangeably. So I would consider ColourPop or Moira or something like that to also be drugstore, if that makes sense. So when I'm answering these questions, I'm not just thinking of the, you know, the big 6 or 7 that you could get if you go into a Walmart. So my favorite drugstore dupe, I think. I'm having trouble finding it because I just did my palettes that I used in April video, even though it's almost the end of May. But like I said, this month has been crazy. This Lamora nude eyeshadow palette that is not really a dupe, but an alternative for the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette. It only has 12 shades. The Natasha Denona has 15. Right now, I am loving this palette. Unfortunately, it wasn't one. Unfortunately, spoiler alert for you guys, it wasn't one that got redeemed from the palette vault, so I'm not going to be able to use it for a while. But it's a really good It's a really good palette. So the other thing that I really like is this e.l.f. Halo Glow Contour Wand. This one is in the shade Fair Light, and I do really like this. I don't know, it's, you know, it's supposed to be a alternative to the Charlotte Tilbury, whether it actually is or not, but I like it because it is a nice, cool toned color. It's not gray like a contour, but it's also not orange. I mean, it is more of a contour than it is a bronzer, but I can actually make it do dual duty. You know, it can be both. It can be a bronzer and a contour, and it just blends out so easily and is a really nice color for my skin tone. So that might have been cheating. I gave you 2. Oh, Jamie, I always forget about Rimmel. I have a Rimmel foundation. It's their full cover foundation, and I hadn't used it in a while. I pulled it out last week and wore it to one of the show nights, and it was beautiful. And then if I don't want it to be that full coverage, one day I mixed it with the e.l.f. Halo Glow. So pretty. So, you know, thinking back to that hidden gem from the drugstore or underrated drugstore brand, I think Rimmel might fit that pretty good, because I completely forgot about them, and I always forget about them. But they have some really good products. So thank you, Jamie, for reminding me of Rimmel. All right. What is the best drugstore eyeshadow formula? I would have probably put ColourPop up there, but I can't wear ColourPop shadows because almost all of their palettes contain carmine. So I think, let's see. You guys put your answers over there. I'll try not to peek until I answer. I think maybe Moira. I have a couple of them right there in the back. They have an amazing formula. BH Cosmetics has a really good formula, or they had a really good formula. I'm not so sure now that they've been bought by Makeup Revolution that Revolution is actually taking advantage of what they have in that formula, because I don't think they've come out with any new shadows using the BH formula. They came out with some new stuff under the BH label, but the reviews I saw were not very good. So Valerie says she doesn't buy enough to know. And Sylvia says for her, it's Catrice, the Basic Bay palette. I have one of the Catrice 5 in a box palettes that when I did my full face of Catrice I bought, and I really enjoy that. It does a really nice job. So I actually haven't used a lot of Catrice shadows. So I might have to check out that Basic Bay one, Sylvia, and see what it is, what it's about. Okay, and then what's the worst drugstore eyeshadow formula? I think Maybelline. Maybelline hasn't done much good in a really long time. I had the Nudes of New York, and that was probably one of their better ones. But there are certain browns on my skin that if it's a true neutral, I need either a cool brown or a warm brown. If it's just a neutral brown, it often looks like I just smeared dirt on my eyes, and it just is not flattering. And that Nudes of New York actually had a lot of those colors in there. So I decluttered that one because I have so many others that are so good, and why would I keep something that's just kind of So I think Maybelline is going to be my answer for this one, for the worst drugstore. CoverGirl is not great either. I think their new like quads that they came out with are pretty good, but they're so expensive. I actually got the Walmart beauty box this last time because it was supposed to have one of those in it, but I guess I must have signed up late and they were out of them or whatever. But I didn't get one in my box, and the stuff I got was like, okay, I mean, I guess I'll use the shampoo and conditioner and the deodorant, but I really wanted it for that CoverGirl shadow. But otherwise, I don't think CoverGirl is really good either. Jamie says the only thing she doesn't like about ColourPop is so many launches, and they repeat a lot and nothing is actually new. I agree with you, Jamie. I know that Andy recently depotted all of her ColourPop shadows and put them in the Big Z palettes, and I think there are a lot of duplicate shadows. So but there's only so much you can do. There are only so many color stories. There's only so many shades of eyeshadow that people are gonna put on their eyes, and so things get repeated, especially when you're wanting to pump something new out, every month or couple of weeks or whatever. So, drugstore brand you used to love but aren't crazy about anymore. Okay, I'm gonna qualify this a little bit because I still like it. It's not that I'm not crazy about it, but I'm a little annoyed with them, and that's e.l.f. And I'm annoyed because they've just gone all in on this dupe thing, and they're so obvious about it, and they're charging way too much. I mean, when you compare to the product they're duping, yes, it's more affordable, but e.l.f. should not be $14, $16 for a product in my mind. So the one that I'm annoyed with is e.l.f. Does that mean I'm not going to buy e.l.f. anymore? No. There's still a lot of products that I like, but I haven't gone in for these, and like ColourPop, they're launching so frequently. I mean, there were a couple of things that I did want to buy, and I got them, and then like a day later there were new launches again. So I don't know. I think e.l.f. should just knock it off with the duping and actually innovate and maybe come out with some new products rather than just chasing the dupe. I feel like once you get into that, you're always coming from behind. And I don't think that that's a great way to build a brand, to always be playing catch up rather than getting out in front and leading. Just my marketing brain kicking in, and I don't think it's a winning strategy. Yeah, I still buy and like this thing, and it's $3, and I have a blush I have one of the old e.l.f. blushes, like this one, that you can still get for $2 or $3, and that was their bread and butter, and that was what made them different, because it's good and it's inexpensive. And I think that they're losing who they are with these duping. So anyway, that's my soapbox. That's a good point, Erin. Erin says she doesn't want to try new e.l.f. because then she'll get attached to something and then it's discontinued. And that's a valid point. There are so many products that I have loved and then they get discontinued. One of my very, very, very favorite e.l.f. products was the putty eye primer that they used to have. I was probably the only person on the planet who liked it. But because it was dry kind of in the pop, man, if you took a little bit out and rubbed it between your fingers, it got super creamy and it kept my eyelids from, I have oily eyelids and crepey eyelids and old eyelids, and it just did everything I wanted a night primer to do. And then they discontinued it. So, and I have not been able to find another eye primer that I like as well as that one. Everything still gets compared back to that e.l.f. putty eye primer. I wish they'd bring it back. A drugstore product you didn't expect to like, but it totally wowed you. This one's, I'm not sure. I can't think of something that I was totally wowed by from the drugstore unexpectedly. That's a tough one. Jamie, when do you do face painting on others, like it for carnivals and stuff? That's interesting. I can't think of a drugstore product that totally wowed me. Well, maybe this guy. I've already talked about it, but these two products. When I bought this powder, seriously, I was in Florida for a family vacation, not last year, but the summer before. And we went, the girls and I, we'd had enough beach. So we went to an Ulta and I just needed a powder. So Essence is cheap and I bought that one and just thought it would be, like any other powder. So I guess maybe this guy. I didn't expect to love it as much as I do. And so I'll go back, even though I use this to answer another question. It's here, and so I'll use it for that one. Favorite affordable eyeshadow palette right now? Okay, I want all you guys in the chat to give me your favorite affordable eyeshadow palette right now. Which one, if I said, go find your favorite, the first one to come to mind, what would you say it is? And I'm going to try to do the same thing, although I have eyeshadow palettes everywhere. Oh my goodness, Jamie. Are you in a larger city? Because I feel like around here, we have our local like festivals and things like that, the county fair, that sort of thing, that I feel like you could do it. And then we also have a weekly like swap meet kind of thing, flea market. Check farmers markets. Sometimes they have things like that set up. You might be able to get in somewhere there. What other small things could where they might do face painting? But yeah, if you have any smaller towns around where you are, check in to see if they have like a fall festival or a summer carnival, that kind of thing, because they might not be as booked out in advance. Okay, so you recently moved and haven't gotten established there. But that's so cool that you do face painting. I love it. Erin, yes, library events would be great for face painting. Local schools, they're like, especially like their year end, if they have field days or that sort of thing, it might be something that you do for tips at first, and then you kind of get a name built up and then can get into things that way. Okay, so favorite, we're trying to answer the favorite drugstore eyeshadow palette right now. I have my palettes everywhere, you guys, because of this palette roundup. And so I don't know what my favorite would be right now. I'll tell you which one I'm getting really tired of using is this e.l.f. Bite Size that I put in my Out the Door in 24. I have this shade almost gone. Oh, you guys, this is so exciting. I didn't notice this until just now. You're the first to see this. Look at this gold shade. Can you see it? I think right there. I think you can see it. I used this today, and there's Pan. Ah! I'm so excited. Really getting tired of using this. But my favorite. I have to come up with a favorite. Tiny Pan, yay. I never thought I'd get so excited to see Pan in a makeup product, but it is so motivating. I mean, everybody needs to feel that excitement because it's so cool, especially something you've been working on for a really long time. Okay, I don't think I can answer the favorite drugstore eyeshadow palette right now, because the way I'm doing this project with my eyeshadows, I use them and then I have to put them away for the month, and the ones that I'm keeping out tend to be the more expensive ones. So I think I'm gonna bail on that last question and not answer it. I can't see the. I bet it really is different doing it on yourself, Jamie. My daughter does special effects makeup on herself, like for Halloween and stuff, and she's pretty amazing. She's also done it a little bit for the theater. But yeah, I would bet it would be different doing it on other people. So I hope that you find some places that you want that will let you do that, and you can start a little business with it. That'd be super cool. Did anybody answer the? It looks like on my end it might be buffering. I hope you guys can still see me. Okay, did anybody come up with a favorite drugstore eyeshadow palette? Because I completely failed on that one. And that was all the questions. There's only 14. So I think this is going to be a shorter live today. A lot of times I go for an hour, but I think I might just let you guys go. And it was fun reconnecting and getting back into the swing of doing a live again after being away for a couple of weeks. So that's all I have, and I hope you all had fun with this. If you haven't, please do hit that like button. It helps when share the replay and for YouTube to put this out. I have been pretty lax on getting videos out. I was really trying for 2 a week plus the live, and the last couple of weeks I've only gotten like 1 out and no live. So I have three? Yes, I have 3 of them filmed right now and to be edited. So I should not have any trouble. I've already got 1 up. The steampunk one has already gone up this week, and then I'll have 1 up on Friday. And so I should be back on the 2 a week schedule, and we're back at it. So thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day, a beautiful, blessed day, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it so much. Bye-bye.